Hi, my name is Emily, and in today's Make With Me video, I'm inviting you to make a robot hand washing timer with me. Just putting your hands under water and adding a little soap is not enough to keep your hands free of dirt and germs. Instead, we all need to spend a full 20 seconds scrubbing all the nooks and crannies of our hands. Washing our hands keeps us healthy, but it also helps us keep other people healthy because we aren't spreading too many germs to the surfaces we touch afterward. Take the time to make sure you scrub between your fingers, around all of your fingernails, and to make sure you get your thumbs too. To help you know that you've spent enough time washing your hands every time, we're going to build a robot that can detect when you start washing your hands and then alert you when you've been scrubbing for 20 seconds. Now, we can't use Cubelets to make a robot that washes our hands for us, but we can use Cubelets to help us know whether we have washed our hands for at least 20 seconds each time. When planning our robot, we need to take two things into account. First, we need to make sure we're able to place our robot somewhere it won't get wet. Robots and water don't mix. Second, we also need our robot to notice us without touching it, so we don't have to spend a lot of time cleaning our robot afterward. Both of these criteria are going to be important when determining where our robot will be placed and how we will build it. You'll need Cubelets, the Bluetooth hat, and a device like a laptop or tablet to build a program using Cubelets Blockly. If this is your first time building with Cubelets, check out the Getting Started guide to learn the basics and then check back in for this challenge. If you've never used your Bluetooth hat or Cubelets Blockly, the Create with Cubelets playlist will show you how to get started. You can find links to all these videos in the description below or on the Modular Robotics YouTube channel. Now, before we build our robot, we need to think about how it should behave. What should cause it to act? What should it do? There's no right answer when inventing or making. It's all about the process. Make it a series of experiments. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will become. Before we even fire up Cubelets Blockly, it's a good idea to plan the code we want to write. This is what all computer programmers, robot makers, and pretty much all scientists do. We'll start by figuring out the behavior a robot hand washing timer should have. With Cubelets, we can use the robot blocks to structure the code before we get into the programming phase. Start by building a robot that does something when you are close by. Here's what mine looks like. It might be different than your robot, and that's okay. Cubelets robot constructions are all unique and special, just like the people who build them. I used the distance sense Cublet so my robot can see how close I am. If you chose to use the brightness Cublet, it might mean that you are planning to create a shadow over your robot when you wash your hands, and that's great! If your robot has the knob or temperature Cublet, remember that we want it to detect how close we are, and we don't want to touch our robots once we've finished building them. Remember the process: design, test, and iterate. I also combined the rotate act Cublet and flashlight act Cublet so that my robot spins and lights up when I get close to it. You might have chosen completely different act Cubelets, and that's okay too. How your robot signals your arrival is totally up to you. The only thing I'd be careful of is if you used the drive act Cublet with the wheels. We want to make sure the robot doesn't accidentally drive into the sink while the water is running. That would be a sad robotic accident. Of course, right now your robot is just reacting to the fact that you're close by. It will turn off when you walk away, regardless of whether you've been there for 20 seconds or 20 minutes. So we need to design a Cubelets Blockly program to tell the robot to let us know when we've been washing our hands for 20 seconds. Our code is going to use the common if, then, or else structure. This gives our robot a structure to make a decision about what to do. For instance, if the distance sense Cublet detects a swipe, then start a timer for 20 seconds with a light pulse to let me know that I should keep washing my hands. After the timer is complete, the flashlight should signal that we've reached the end by doing something special. Otherwise, it should do nothing. So let's open Blockly, power on and connect our robot, and start a new program. We'll be writing a code just for the flashlight Cublet, so select that block in the block map. First, we'll set up our conditional statement. If we detect a swipe, then run the hand washing algorithm. Else do nothing. We'll do this by looking for a spike in block value, which is what we could expect from a hand waving over the distance sense Cublet. You will need to test a few different values to find the right one for your robot's placement next to your sink, but for now we'll use 127 as a placeholder. Next, we'll build the hand-washing timer algorithm. The first thing we need to build is the timer. Let's use a loop to simplify things. I'm going to have my robot turn on and off every second for 20 seconds. If you want to make your code a little fancier, try having it pulse twice every second, instead of only once. Select the flashlight in our robot construction and program the cubelet with the new behavior. Flash your program to see how your robot currently works. One thing to check is how long it actually takes your robot to complete the 20 seconds of blinking. Depending on how you designed your loop, you might need to tweak your program slightly to fine-tune the timer. Now take it to the sink you want to monitor, and try it out. You might need to spend some time building a platform to keep your robot safely out of the water. Or you might need to revise your hand-washing algorithm to have a slight delay to give you time to turn on the water after you've started the program. Iterate as many times as you need to. That's what developers spend the majority of their time doing. They write a program in the morning and spend the rest of the day making tiny tweaks to improve it and debug it. Once we've got our robot working, it's time to test it out. Don't forget to make sure it is safe from water. I asked some of my modular robotics teammates to make with me and share their videos. Cubelets brick adapters and Lego make a great way to hold and protect your robot from accidental splashes. And if you have a safe spot to hook up your charging cable, you can keep this robot running all the time until thorough hand washing becomes second nature. If you'd like to see the example code for this robot, look for the link in this video's description. Try making a hand washing assistant robot for your house. Show us your design, improve upon ours, or comment with questions below. Thanks for watching and taking some time to make with me.